So as we are well aware as women, our bodies go through a lot of changes over the years, especially if we have children at a certain age, or just stress, hormones, etc. can throw our bodies way out of where we're supposed to be. And it's getting back to that equilibrium and the balance and the pH and everything that we have to work towards once our hormones are affected. So the first step is you want to prioritize your wellness. I really believe that is the first, because if you are starting from a place where you are under a lot of stress and your life is chaotic, and you're lacking sleep and rest, then you're going to build up that cortisol in your lower abdominal region, and that's all. A lot of that stems from just not eating consciously, not taking care of yourself, not taking care of your mental health and your wellness, not getting enough sleep and rest and time to just recover from all that life throws at us. So I think that is probably one of the top priorities, is prioritizing self, prioritizing your wellness, prioritizing your time to take care of you, because without that you can't do anything else. So I would say that's number one. Number two is making sure you have a diet and lifestyle that suits you. Not the same thing fits all people. Everybody has a different life, different things to deal with, like going back to the stress aspect, different amount of kids or no kids. It depends on your situation, work schedule, etc. And that can really deter you from seeing success, which in turn will boost your metabolism and get you into that healthy metabolic rate of burning fat, so that you can see underneath the fat and see the muscle that you've been working so hard to obtain. So that is really important, is picking a way to eat that fits you and being consistent with that. Now, I would say prioritizing, plants, whole foods, organic foods. You don't want to be eating a lot of processed, boxed foods that aren't real food, and it's getting harder and harder to do that these days. So you want to make sure that you try to hit up the farmers markets, things of that nature, and you want to make sure that the food you're eating is real food. So these days we are seeing a lot of interesting foods in the market, and things are not really what they seem. So be cautious of that and try to stay away from those bioengineered type foods and go towards the organic foods as much as you possibly can, because that's also going to affect your hormones, and it's going to affect your metabolism, and it's going to affect you being able to shed weight, etc., and gain muscle and just be more toned, especially when we are going into perimenopause and menopause. It's crucial that we pay closer attention to those types of things. So I would say that. I would say, and again, going back to rest, prioritizing rest. I stress that throughout all of my videos, is just getting enough rest and wellness time. This is all about holistic living, so don't look at it as like a fad or something to obtain. It's about changing your mindset and changing the way you do things. As for the third one, you want to have a fitness routine that you really, really love, that will also help you be motivated to exercise on a regular basis and more consistently, and not making any excuses like, well, I can't because I have to go, I have more important things to do, because your health and your wellness is by far the most important thing that you can invest in, because you can't do anything without that. So you want to prioritize a fitness. It doesn't have to be what I'm teaching here, mainly wall Pilates, and every now and then I'll have some strength training videos, or I'll be showing videos about different exercises that I've tried. That's going to be some videos going forward on my platform, but you don't have to do that. You can pick your own thing that, maybe it's skating, maybe it's going for hikes, and you can incorporate some of the things that I post on my videos, but everybody has their own way of doing things, and that's why I don't like to say, okay, do this or do that, because everybody has different times, and that's a lot why I started this channel too, because I understand that moms are busy, women in general are busy, have busy lives, and they're juggling many things. So I just wanted to do this because it helps. A lot of times we don't have time to go to a gym, we don't have time to even go for a walk or go outside, so that's a lot of the reasons why I started the Wall Pilates channel, was to kind of help people that don't have the means to go to a gym or don't have the time, or both. So this helps a lot in that way, and you can incorporate other forms of fitness with it that help you on your journey. And this is a journey. It's not necessarily a destination. Hopefully within that journey you're seeing results, and you're like getting into those micro habits like I was talking about on the first part of my Glow Up series, is like obtaining those daily habits. And it's really, really crucial for your success. And again, it goes back to everything else. Everything is connected. So if certain parts of your life aren't right, then it's very hard to get this main part right, which is your health. And I really believe that's where everything starts. So you've got to have this part on lock. So yeah, prioritizing your fitness. Mine is obviously Pilates. It's obviously, taking moments to de-stress, get enough sleep, get enough rest, and eating very clean, eating very organic, eating whole foods, eating raw foods. And also, a lot of people say prioritizing protein. I'm kind of on the fence about prioritizing protein when it comes to your metabolism. I found at if it's not like clean proteins, etc., and if it's too much protein, I find that it can actually slow my metabolism at certain points, depending on how much I'm working out or not working out. If I'm in a phase or a season in my life where I'm going to the gym 6 days a week, obviously I'm going to have a little bit more protein than if I'm just doing Pilates or working out at home, because I feel like protein is something you use more when you're lifting heavy weights or you're doing more intense exercise, especially as a female. It just tends to it tends to not do anything as much for you when you're doing more low impact, moderate fitness. So that's just me. But you also do have to have protein in your diet depending on what you're doing. So with a balance of, I said again, organic whole foods. So and everything is really going to that next thing is balancing everything. And that goes back to your life has to be balanced in order to get healthy, in order to boost your metabolism, especially at 40, 50 plus. You don't want to be holding on to a lot of stress. Again, that goes back to the cortisol. And cutting sugars is another really important thing. You don't want to be eating a ton of sugar, snacks, cookies, cakes. As females, we can really get into that when we're under a lot of stress. We can kind of bury ourselves and kind of try to escape our stress, or kind of, what's the word I'm looking for, kind of like soothe ourselves with stuff that's really not good for us in the long run. It's really going to be something that we're going to regret the next day, the next week, and then it's going to turn into a bad habit. We want to replace all bad habits with good habits to boost that metabolism, get it up to that burning realm. And then the next thing is you want to make sure that you get enough sleep. Sleep is so important. We underestimate sleep. We underestimate the value of rest. And we truly, in this society, we live on caffeine. We live on this go-go, especially in America, mentality of, we got to go here, we got to go here, we got to do this, we got to do that, and it's really hard, especially with everything going on right now, not to get into that pattern of, go, 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 go. I get it. I deal with it every day myself, so I have to tell myself the same thing. Don't get caught into the whole rat race hustle mentality. Try to pace yourself, even when there's deadlines to make and there's things that you have to do to go to the next thing. And just find a moment of peace. Take a deep breath. Breathing is really crucial. Deep breathing, breathing in that good prana and stuff like that is really, really important, and it really, really improves your overall sense of well-being and health. And again, I'm really into holistic health, so I think it's really crucial that we incorporate that into our lives. I think that's the problem with a lot of Americans nowadays, is that we don't see life holistically. We tend to compartmentalize everything and say, okay, well, this is my fitness over here and this is my work schedule over here, and we've been kind of trained to be like that, instead of saying that this is a whole lifestyle that I want to adopt, where you know, I move at a different pace. I'm not going to allow certain things to stress me out, like bills, etc. And I am going to just live. I'm going to live. In other countries, some countries, they live. So I think it's really crucial to kind of adopt some of those habits and lifestyle changes. And lastly, I would say that obviously the most important to boosting your metabolism over a certain age is hydration. We always want to stay hydrated all the time. And, you know, all the things that dehydrate us, we want to try to eliminate. We want to try to eliminate too much time on our phones. It's really tough nowadays with everything on our phones. Everything we do is phones. But that's not good for our health. It's not good for our mental health. We need to take breaks. And then just staying really, really hydrated, drinking lots of water, teas, trying to stay away from caffeine, trying to stay away from coffee, trying to stay away from anything that dehydrates. And the reason I brought up phones is because of the radiation, everything that it emits. It can dehydrate you. It's not healthy. It's another thing that sucks our energy. So staying away from things that suck your energy. I'm going to throw that in there. So as a bonus, because there's a lot of things out here that just drain our energy and they don't give back to us being our healthier, better self. And other than that, it's about just revving up that metabolism by moving every day, getting some kind of movement. Try not to avoid movement. Try to always find something, like even if it's 15 minutes a day, just something where you're physically moving. Even if it's just cleaning your house, you want to rev up that metabolism. You want to get it going. You want to do things. And then there's other types of spices, like I use a lot of cayenne in all my food. That's another great way. Cinnamon. These are great spices. You always want to make sure that you are kind of putting that on your different meals. You can put it in a lot of different things, salads. Cinnamon you can put in smoothies, and different like smoothie bowl type of things. So remember to always add anything that benefits boosting that metabolism, getting up the burning ability, and continuing on your good habits. So that's all I want to say on this video. I hope this helps with a little bit of information on how to boost your metabolism over a certain age as a woman, and anybody who is looking for these tips. Please remember, if you like this video, to please, or not, hit that bell notification so you can get notifications every time I post a new video. Also remember to subscribe, like, share, comment, and all that good stuff. And I really appreciate your support as I'm growing this channel here on YouTube. It's so much fun and I really enjoy making this content for you. So I look forward to sharing some more great tips for you and information and even workouts on the next video. Have a great day and bye for now.